and then back up. Again, before I get to the tip where I have to make that turn, I'll cut off the excess. Be very careful so you don't cut into the graphics when you do that. And then again, pivot the scissors around as you're following that radius, that corner, and that's what you're going to get. It's beautiful. Take your time when cutting. You'll notice where I just started with the scissors there, there's a sharp point, as you can see right here. I always come in and then nip off that very tip, because that's the weakest point. There's the least amount of adhesive there. That's generally what causes problems with graphics peeling in a corner early, is those sharp zero ends. Clip the tip on this one and continue. And there you have it, ready for installation. At this stage here, we're going to remove the medallions. How I do that is I use a wide, long Olfa blade, just the blade itself, and I'll get it started. And notice my thumbs are always behind the blade, my hands, my fingers are never in front of the blade. So if you're doing it this way, use some caution. All you need to do is work this in. Take your time, always take your time with everything you do. And what you're doing here is you're basically cutting through the adhesive. Now you'll want to turn around this way. Again, always keep your hands and your fingers on the back side from the sharp edge of the blade, and you'll never get hurt. And there we go, we're almost all the way through. And ironically, this won't be going all the way through because there's a couple of little nibs in the background that stick through a slot, and we'll get to that in a moment. So I'm just going to continue with breaking the adhesive, and there we have it. Pull the blade out carefully, set it aside, and now we could literally just pull this button right off. You'll notice on the back side here, the two nibs will always be at the bottom in this slot. That indicates top and bottom so that there's no failure. Also, the slot is a guide for the factory so that everyone's installed in the same way. This little bit of gray adhesive left over in the background, again, let's go back to the hair dryer and apply a little bit of heat to that. And and try to get an equal proportionate layout, which looks good to me. I've pre-torn a couple of pieces of tape. This is just going to hold things in place for me as I start down at the peak for the installation. Most of our graphics are pre-waxed with Carnauba before they get shipped out. However, in this instance, these aren't pre-waxed, otherwise the tape wouldn't hold, and right now we really need to have this tape working with us. So what I'll do is I'll flip this up. Be sure your hands are clean. Important. This is my leftover towel with alcohol on it. I can feel that it's still in there. It's good to have around just to give your hands a little cleanup, because we're not using any water here, but we're going to peel the backing paper off a bit. I'll get my scissors. I'm just going to trim that tip off. So basically I've left that much exposed. It's a little bit of a challenge for me trying to work in this position for the benefit of the camera. So it's a little awkward, but I'll get through it. I'm going to pull this tip down and start right there. What you want to do is you want to work from the center out. Center out. Always like a moon shape. As in building a house, you want to have the foundation correct in the beginning. Take your time. This is such an important step. It's a very important step in this whole cycle of getting your kit on properly. Take your time.